Hi everybody, Scott here from the Introvert Power channel. I just wanted to share my thoughts on the Introvert Revolution, or the so-called Introvert Revolution, and I guess a concern or a danger to it. And to give it some context, there's a book written by Susan Cain called Quiet, The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking. And in that book she talks about the fact that in the around the time of the Industrial Revolution, there was a shift from a culture of character to a culture of personality. And one could say that the culture of character sort of imbibes more introverted traits, whereas the culture of personality tends to lean towards more extroverted traits. And as a result of this culture shift, we have been born into a culture of personality that has a bias, if you like, towards extroversion, yet we don't know we've been born into this culture. And so introverts grow up in a culture where they have felt as though there's something wrong with them, that they need to be more outgoing, that they need to be more social, that they need to be perhaps even more assertive, more aggressive, those sorts of things. Which leads to half of the population feeling that there's something wrong with them when there's actually nothing wrong with them. Which can lead to, all sorts of issues of self-esteem and identity issues. And what seems to be happening lately is that there's a new embrace towards the traits of introversion and what those traits offer to the rest of the world, and that there's actually nothing wrong with being an introvert. In fact, they have a lot of resources and gifts and talents that are available to the culture that have been, to a certain extent, unrecognised or not noticed. Partly because the culture leans towards only what can be seen. And I think there's a great opportunity with this revolution as such, where those gifts and talents that haven't been recognised and haven't been seen are able to be acknowledged, and as a result, those traits and those gifts and talents within the introvert spectrum, if you like, are able to be given more room to the culture, given more room in schools, given more room in workplaces and relationships and families and so on, which can only be a good thing. I wanted to share a caution I have, or a potential issue that this movement might have, and it's a problem that nearly every movement that comes along has, which is it becomes a reaction to the other culture, to the culture that it's felt oppressed by or marginalised. And the danger is that a movement becomes a reaction, which then becomes a negative movement, in the sense of wanting to, it can become, in a sense, judgmental towards the culture that they're wanting to change. And I think that's a mistake. I think what is needed really is a balance of both the culture of personality and the culture of character, and there be a balance of those two things, and that with those two cultures, I guess, mutually existing, there can be a huge amount of good and positivity that can come out of that. And it would be a shame, unlikely but possible, that this movement could become judgmental or antagonistic towards extroversion or extroverts, and there be a certain amount of criticalness, I guess, towards what is also normal, which is the culture of personality is also normal. It's just been favoured, if you like, and taken up a lion's share of the culture. So a culture that allows both to exist, the traits of introversion, the traits of extroversion, and that culture of character and that culture of personality, mutually respecting one another and coexisting with one another, appreciating and enjoying the benefits that both bring. I guess being an idealist, I think that's my hope for the movement. So I guess I just wanted to put out my 10 cents in regards to the potential danger that the movement has. So I hope that makes sense. I'd be interested in other people's thoughts and reflections. And thanks for watching and listening, and I'll see you in another video.